Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. This is it's not an exclusive. We've done 2 exclusives. This is just a standard episode. If you like football, we've got some other episodes that are about football. We may put them on a separate channel at some point soon, so that it doesn't get like too messy for the people that just want the bodybuilding content and the standard sort of standard content that we usually provide of us just chatting shit about training, bodybuilding, etc.
Yes.
So this is just a standard episode, a classic episode. We've got some questions. Have we got anything to catch up upon from last week?
I trained with Jack yesterday. That was good fun. Otherwise, simple sort of stuff really. Anything that's a little bit, like 2 kilos down, which is sound. Face, I feel like, is getting a little bit skinnier. Jack Cameron said that, and when I went and got my haircut today, he was like, "Face is looking skinnier, mate." And I was like, "It's just skinny, it's looking normal. It's looking now normal. It's not skinnier. It's just less bloated." But yeah, all is good with me. Training's been sound. Recovery is definitely like, I think it's one of those. Performance has been going up every single session still, and because my food's been getting lower, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can tell like the impacts upon like how my body feels, just from a recovery standpoint. But when it comes to like everything else, like feel good, everything's in a really good spot. It's just a case really of just kind of doing the do at this point. I've got a holiday, which admittedly I shouldn't have said yes to. I said this to you. I got hit with a fucking tax bill, another one that's like absolute joke. So pretty much, long story short, I thought I was like, oh yeah, sound I can afford to go on holiday. I can still afford it. But I said,
not ideal.
Yeah, like I thought it would be. I spoke to who I had my like previous accountant. I've basically sacked everything off. I'm like, you can sort this out. I'm getting something sorted. So I've got like meetings tomorrow because it's a joke. And I was like expecting it to be like maybe between like 500 quid to £1,000, based off like the fact that I've spent a stupid amount already over the last 6 weeks on tax. And I thought, oh, good, time to start saving for the next one in a couple of months. Randomly get another one, and it was 3,950 quid. And I was like, okay, 4 times more than what I expected. So I said yes to a holiday back end of the month, which will be nice. It'll be good for a bit of like R&R, so rest and relaxation. I think it's definitely like somewhat needed with like clients who are like, I've not got any shows on. I have a show beforehand and I'm busy the weekend before we go, but it's only one weekend that I'm missing. And I've like desperately been in the need of like, not a break, but you know when you just feel, like Sanaa was like literally said to me all today, she was like, you need to have a week off because like I just feel mentally drained. I said to you, I came up to you in the gym and I was like, I had
a proper chat with Shannon the other day about
really?
Yeah, mate, like I was not like upset, but like getting that way. She was like, you need to like chill a bit because it's just because we put too much pressure on ourselves. Like I put pressure on myself to get back to clients like as quickly as I possibly can, especially prep clients.
I've been waking up like Sanaa's like, why are you waking up so early? It's because Jack's peaking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the second I see it's past 6, I'm like, okay, I need to get my phone. Yeah. And I'm like literally getting back to him, and I'm like, it's the first thing I literally grab my phone, and it's like I'm almost jumping out my sleep.
And then you've got to remember as well, like we should be setting a standard for our clients in terms of prioritising sleep. Yeah. And like it's trying to spin 100 plates, but it's all good. Like it's a good position to be in.
So definitely not complaining. What was your chat about?
No, it was just like I sort of had a chat with her about like feeling like I never really spend any time with her. Like because like when obviously for you guys it's not as bad. Like I don't know obviously, but like
I don't really see.
No, you're both.
I go for a walk in the morning. That's
exactly. You're both very busy, but like Shannon will get home and it's like, how was your day? But I'm kind of like not present. I'm just like I need to crack on, and then like I'll finish work usually at about like 9. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll be eating as I'm working and stuff, and then we'll have like a little bit of time together. And a little bit of time together is like going to bed. You know what I mean?
You're knackered at that point.
Yeah, and like then it's like it's not even a fucking relationship. You know what I mean? It's just like having someone else that you live with. It's a bit shit. Like, so I was just like saying to her like how I didn't want it to be like that. You know what I mean? I never wanted to feel as though like
she's not priority, but she kind of isn't because work takes
but
priority
then
without
also, like,
realising.
what would you rather? Like, it is a difficult one. Would you rather be making more money, be more successful, be more renowned as a good coach, but then neglecting your family and your girlfriend and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, everybody has the same issues. Like, you know, you could feel bad about not spending as much time with your family all the time. But then if you do, and you're like, oh well, now I'm not earning as much, and then I'd be like feeling bad about not, or sorry guys, I'm having a full weekend off so I can spend time with my family. And then I've either not talking to my clients or I've got loads of work on Monday.
And then your anxiety builds.
You can't win.
I can't switch off.
I think the way to win is not putting loads of external pressure on yourself. And finding something that you enjoy, which obviously is lucky that we both do enjoy it, but no matter how much you enjoy something, it's like training. No matter how much you enjoy it, if we were to train every day for 6 months, you'd hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you do need
that
a
would
bit
be
of a break.
fatigue management.
No, but like mental. I was saying with a client today in his check-in. Was he going on holiday? I think he was going on holiday. Yeah, no, he went. He had a deload for his sister's wedding, and he didn't track for like 4 days. And I was like, mate, that's sound. I was like, it was your sister's wedding. You know, she's not gonna get married all the time. Like, enjoy it. Like,
you never know.
Yes, you never know.
Yeah.
I was like, just relax. Like, those times are actually good for longevity. Like, you're gonna actually be able to enjoy the process of bodybuilding more by once every, let's say, 3 months or so, just having a few days where you just chill out a little bit. Fair enough, in a contest prep it's a bit different. But this guy's just like a lifestyle client wanting to build muscle. And it's like, mate, if you want to like just have every time we have a deload, I said to him, I was like, every time you have a deload, I'll tell you just don't track your food. Like, gives you that bit of a mental break, and then when you get back to it, you're like, oh, I actually want to do it again.
Yeah, it's nice. It's weird, isn't it? And it's like, I had, so my mum came round, she stays over Tuesday night, so it's usually Sanaya's heels class, so I'll be like, oh, she'll just come around and take Claire for a walk, so my dog, and then we'll like watch some TV and stuff like that. My mum just abuses the compression boot. She comes around and just lies in them for like an hour. But either way, she came round and like she said to me, she was like, everything all right? And I'm like, no, I'm just feeling a bit shit. And she was like, what? Like, I haven't said that in years. Like, and it's like, it's not why I felt bad in the way of like, I'm sad, I'm depressed. I was just like, I just felt like a lot of things are on me, and like, I can't pinpoint, because there's no reason why I should be like, meh. But there's a lot of small things. And it was a case where like, I said to Sanaya and my mum, I keep having to I'm doing like this thing that I think is a bit of a bad habit. And it's like where you tell yourself to shut the fuck up, and you think of, but you also think about something that's going to happen as like, oh, I get to go for a walk with my mum, so I'll be all right. But then after the walk's done, I'm like,
it's like people,
so and then I'm like almost putting it off. Like, so we went to Manchester on Monday, me and Sanaya. Really nice day. Everything was sound, like no complaints about the day, really nice day shopping, but the whole day I was like, I'm not going to be on my phone, I've got this bastard to, I was sending a voice note over. So now I went into Zara and I was like, right, cool, sit down, get back to clients.
You can't switch off.
And it was like, I'm enjoying a good day. And it's, again, this is no fault of clients, it's just my own head. It's just my own head being like, chill, just calm down. And I said to my mum, I keep saying like, it's on Saturday, and I'm like, right, cool, I've got to train with Jakob, he's prepping, he's 4 weeks out, okay. As much as I give a fuck about him, I want to train well, but he's obviously in prep. He was fine, Jakob was fine, so if you're watching this, mate, you're cool, you were fine. And then it was a case where like, right, Sunday, I get to switch off a little bit, but I still had loads of work, I had a setup to get through. So then I was like, okay, Monday, I got ahead for Monday, went to Manchester, that was a good day, but then I was slightly behind on what I would usually do. Tuesday, I went into the gym, Alessandro situation, one of my clients, prep clients, or ex-prep client, unfortunately, because I don't think he's going to be carrying on, which is a shame. Like, so I've invested a lot of time, he's invested a lot of time, but he had a few things that have gone wrong externally away from the gym, which is really shit. He's telling me before my session starts for 20 or 30 minutes about how he feels, and I give a fuck about him. I don't like to hear that someone's not in a good spot. I naturally want to be a good person, but I'm almost like, I want to fucking train.
It's a battle,
and then I came up to you and I was like, I can't train here. Like when it comes to like it was, I like wanted to like not cry, but I just wanted to like go.
It is like a constant battle. I think I almost like would think my internal monologue is constantly like fighting against myself. 'Cause it's like, well, I want to be the best coach that I can for all my clients, but then I'm also like, but then I'm not giving any time to Shannon, or I'm not giving. But it is. But also like, again, it's not a bad position to be in. Yeah, I mean, like, and Shannon, to be fair, Shannon says that, like, whenever like we'll have a chat like that, she's like, you got to remember, like, you're in a good spot. The reason that you're stressed is because you're busy and because people rely on you. Like,
I'd much rather this than be sat there thinking I haven't had an application for 6 weeks.
Yeah, or thinking I don't have any clients, or I don't have any money, or I'm in a wheelchair, or my whole family is unwell. You know what I mean? Like,
I think we do need to preference and say, like, because I feel like if we may be a little bit different, but if we were to watch this when we were getting into PTing or coaching, whatever, we'd probably be like, oh, that's such a third world problem. Like, they need to enjoy it, and we do. Yeah, first world, third world, first world. Is it first world problem?
We live in the first world. Third world would be like if we were starving.
Africans, and stuff like that.
Not all Africans.
Not all Africa, no, but in Africa, Africans are the people that you usually have to donate money to because they are starving, or some of them are. That's not going to be, we don't need to cut that out, that's not any racism, that's a fact, I guess.
There's not any racism.
No, but there is starvation across the world, but Africans, unfortunately, that's the higher percentage. However, when it comes to like, I think again, we view things differently when you're in different positions, and I don't want anyone, because we said it on the last podcast, you don't need to worry about us, we're fine, we don't need sympathy. It's just a case where, especially with this time of year, all our guys are like, shows are ramping up.
Yeah,
and I think that adds even more pressure to you.
I think it's the pressure we put on ourselves to be good. Yeah, I mean, and do well.
Every single client I've had on stage this year has won. Bar Alessandro, who got second in the first timers lineup, and let's be frank, if he was to be peeled, he'd probably win a junior class. So I'd imagine he'd be very good in a junior class. So I'm thinking, God, next month I've got this person, I've got that person, I've got this person on, and like let's be frank, like let's say Jack Murphy this weekend. Jack, love you, but let's be honest, you're probably not going to win the BNBF show because there's some really good guys. Jack Eagles' client's doing it. I don't know if Jack knows that. You know, Harry, he's doing it still. He won a BNBF show. I said to Jack, why is he doing it? Because if not, I think Jack's good enough to be very good, like condition-wise. He's not got loads of muscle, but like in my head, I'm like, I really wanted to do well because he's aced it. He's put so much work in, but unfortunately, like with Jack, he's not going to probably win a show. And I've said this to him, and he knows that. He was just saying he might even be happy with just the stage shots. He might not even place. And I said, like, if the lineup's amazing, you might not, but you look really good. And this is a good thing again, where like you almost have that like dialogue with clients where you're having to constantly pick them up or support them because you care about them. And this is when I think a lot of coaches would probably just text a message back and be like, "Oh, good, bro, just check in tomorrow and we'll touch base, you sound."
Most coaches wouldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of coaches that...
They don't speak to people about psychological needs.
It'll be like, I'm your coach, I'm not your therapist.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like, you can't send me voice notes unless it's your check-in.
Yeah.
And like, whereas we're chatting to clients every single day, especially the ones who are struggling the most. You know what I mean? That said, it's like, I had a chat with a client today, I won't like name names and stuff, but like, saying, and it's normal, like it happens within a prep, like I don't know if I can do it, like, and you have to, like say, you have to bring them out of that hole, like, and say, right, cool, like have a couple of days off, or like reminding them of how far they've come and stuff, and like you say, like it's part of the job, don't get me wrong, and it's great, but it does wear on you. Like if you've got, let's say, I think today I had like 18 check-ins, and like obviously not all of them are like struggling, but most of them are like great and really positive, it's awesome, but like you get the odd one where it does like
zap you a bit.
Yeah, you have to obviously give that person your energy, basically. But yeah, like I definitely wouldn't want this to come across as us ever complaining about it, because I do like love the job.
Yeah, and it has so many more pros than just
mate, 100%. Like
show days,
mate, not just like day-to-day life. Like we do a job that we love. We can work around our lives however we want, training times, meal times, doing a podcast, etc. But again, like we're doing this podcast, it's 8:30. Yeah, no, we're not doing that just because we did our first loom 14 hours ago. Yeah, like I got back to chat 14 hours ago. We're not doing it just because it's 8:30. We'll just do it then. Like I was literally, I got here and I saw Conran was still here, giving me some massage. So I literally said, "I'm here. Just let me know when you're done." So because I'm still working. I didn't just come in and be like, how's everyone getting on? It's like I've still got work. I've probably still got 20 WhatsApps or 20 fucking WhatsApps. Like Zach Team Pro. Oh yeah. That reel was so funny. Yeah, that was good from Sam. Yeah. 20 fucking WhatsApps. Yeah. Anyway, right. I don't know how we got onto that. Yeah. We'll have a cry together after. Yeah, exactly. Right. Questions? Penises. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Of the semen. Yeah, like liquid. Semen, yeah. Okay. Yeah, semen. I actually have bang on 20 WhatsApps. You actually have semen? No, I actually have bang on 20 WhatsApps. So 20 fucking WhatsApps. How many has Finn got? 22? 22 fucking WhatsApps. Oh, you done me for 22 fucking WhatsApps. Right, so have you got many questions? As always, mate, I feel like I haven't got that many. I feel like I've got like maybe 6. Mate. How have you got like 108,000 followers or whatever? Like I get more questions than you every week. No, it's because you post them first. I need to post them first. Because it's my podcast. It's Finn podcast. I thought it was a Reese podcast. It's a Finn podcast. I love the Reese podcast. I just love putting on a Finn podcast. Yeah. I think it's 3. 3 questions. How many guys, come on, help. Yeah. Wow, mate. Everyone asks you. Jesus Christ. Right. Do you want me to spam through mine? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Worst cycles you've heard? Shoot. What's the worst cycle you've heard? Probably that guy that came up to us in Evo. We spoke about that before. Has anyone ever come to you like regarding like gear and they said what they were doing? You were like, bro, what the fuck? Probably, but usually I will sort of, if they come to me and they're somebody who's like thinking about starting, or they want like a bit of advice and they're already maybe like they're not stupid, then it's like sound. But like if people come to me and this sounds really like rude, and obviously I would send them in the right direction. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't coach them. Because I don't have the expertise on like, right, how are we going to actually get you in a much better spot? Like instead, I'd say to them like, right, here's some better places to go. Here's some good like educational resources. Here's some coaches that I'd maybe recommend. get your bloods done,
Yeah.
go down this route, rather than me being like, yeah, you know, you're a bit fucked, let's try this, or like, it's not my, I'm never going to be pretending to be like, yeah, I'll sort you out, bro. Like, I'm not, like, I'm much more down the natural side of things, so why would I pretend to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not my forte.
I'd say for me, I think Jakobs was quite bad with he said that there was a time where he was like, I'd set these tren ampules, so I was just doing one a day. So 100 milligrams of tren.
Who was he coached by? Was that?
No one.
Wasn't?
Yeah, he just like had some leftover tren, so he did like 700 milligrams weekly load of tren for like 2 weeks, I think. He said that on the podcast, so that would probably be not too ideal. 700 tren, I couldn't really imagine that. Yeah, not good. But yeah, worst cycles, like, I've heard about cycles on podcasts that are like, I said this to Finn, there's the Canadian podcast, Canadian Beef, Robin Strand, the host. I really like Robin. He had a guest on and he was like, yeah, you know, just like really like cruising on not too much gear. And he was like, oh, so what you want? And he was like, oh, just, you know, 1.5 grams a test and like gram a tren, like really, like not a lot, like pretty moderate for me. And like they all on the podcast were like, yeah, moderate, man. Like, yeah, sound. Obviously they're all pros. You can't argue. Like they look fucking great. Yeah. But like the fact that they're like on 2.5 grams of gear and 1 gram of it is tren and 1.5 grams is test, and it's like, and they were literally just like didn't bat an eyelid. And it goes to show just how different the like PD side of things is within American bodybuilding. Because I've got a fair few American guys. I think I've got like over 12, 13 American guys. And like their ability to firstly stick to a plan is fucking awful, and also secondly, and not as much anymore, but now like they're better. But like their PD's design is mad. It's like what, like way behind the UK sort of stuff. If you would say pre-mile mass, they'd be like, what? Like that's mild. That's for.
They'd be like neither.
Yeah. They'd be like, nah. If it's not tren or test, I want to hear from it, and not D-ball and fucking Anadrol. D-ball. Yeah. So yeah. Right. Go to Starbucks order. You didn't copy, but Sanaya got the oat milk, and the oat milk is banging. Yeah,
oat milk is good. I think it's like white chocolate pistachio latte or something. I can't remember what it is. I tried it the other day. It wasn't, mate. It's like 100 and something.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying incredibly gay.
Yeah. You can't say that.
I can. That is incredibly that is a very homosexual.
You're not allowed to say that.
Well, no.
I have to cut that out now.
No.
Can't say anything anymore.
Oh, no. Sorry to any homosexuals out there. Yeah. I would say that's a very feminine / slightly homo.
You can't be like. So your order is a iced blonde latte.
No, a blonde Americano.
No, just because you're dieting. If you weren't dieting, iced blonde latte with oat milk and sugar-free caramel. Is that straight? Yeah. No. That's really straight.
I'm not saying I'm straight. Mate, this is the thing. I'm not.
It's not as gay.
Yeah, it's not as gay, but it's still pretty gay.
I only had it once, and it was. Yeah. It's like I only tried it once.
Yeah, I only tried it once. Yeah, but if I tried it once, I ain't gay if I only tried it once.
I had it and it was nice. It was good, but I wouldn't have it every time.
My top three would be top three. No, not top three. No, because I only really have a rotate between like 2s and 3s. I think the cold brew is banging. Yeah, I got really nice. I think a blonde iced Americano. I don't like warm. Yeah. Same, RX is blonde, really. Shannon's not blonde, is she?
Apparently she is.
She ain't blonde.
I don't think she's blonde, but she tells me she is every time. I'm like, you're not blonde. She's like, I am. No. If you asked Sanaya now, Sanaya would say Shannon's blonde.
It's like you saying you're not blonde when you are, so. Huh? You're not. You're darker hair now. Mate, did you know when you were at Pure Gym, when you used to gel your hair? Did you dye your hair back then? No. Because your hair was a lot blonder. I feel like your hair's got darker in the last like 3 or 4 years.
It's never been blonde.
Okay.
Sanaya?
No, that's just deafened everyone.
Sorry,
Text her.
She's there.
Sanaya! Yeah? Come here. Let's get Sanaya's opinion.
Wait, don't. What hair colour has Shannon got?
She's got a series of colours. But
naturally.
Just give us like
we don't need a... Yeah.
We don't need that.
No, I don't want to...
No, come here, but just so we can hear you, because you won't be able to hear yourself.
If you just had to say one colour.
Yeah, what's she's like...
No, not naturally. Just
brownie blonde.
No, you got to give one. What is her hair colour now?
Brownie blonde. She's got brown hair, but she's got blonde highlights. She looks blonde from the front, but more brunette from the back. But
I know all about the brunette.
I only know from the back.
Yeah. We both do. Ain't that right?
Do we?
Do we?
I'm ready for the fist bump to go.
So I say the same, but she tells me it's blonde, and like all of her girl mates are like, no, she's blonde. I'm like, well, she's not. She's actually brunette. Her hair is naturally brunette.
Yeah. What colour would you say is Finn's hair? What would you call him?
Got flying hair now, mate.
Fly coloured.
No, what would you say Finn's hair colour is?
I would say a lightish brown.
Okay.
Medium brown. You two have like the same hair colour, to be fair.
Exactly.
I don't think my hair looks like your hair, colour-wise. Really?
Yeah.
We have the same hair?
Yours is just more matte because you put like this stuff on.
I haven't put any stuff in it today. This is completely natural.
Yeah, I would say Finn's hair is shinier than yours though.
Greasier. Needs to wash it.
I'd never wash my hair.
Yeah. I just have really dry
Can't
skin.
remember the last time I washed my hair.
I just got awful skin, so yeah. Right, that's that. Thank you, Sam.
Right, get
Bye-bye.
out.
Get out your own kitchen. Right, anyway, yeah, so cold brew, because how we even got onto the blonde.
Blonde brew.
Yeah, blonde iced Americanos. I don't like warm, like black coffee. Yeah, and then if I was to have a warm, it would be...
isn't nice.
You don't think?
No.
I just don't like warm. I don't like warm black coffee. I'm not a fan of that. I'd have just iced all the time. And then if it's within an off season, like, and to be fair, even off season, I only had the oat milk on rest days. I don't like milk on training days, just with how much food I was eating. So Sanaya got me into oat milk because she's got some stomach issues with like normal, like regular milk, even the skim milk. So oat milk, like latte, sugar-free caramel syrup, banging. So those would be my three that I'd like rotate between.
They just ask for one, mate. Next question.
Okay, sound. Upper lower rest, repeat. Exercises, sets per muscle group for enough to not go overboard. Jesus Christ.
I think we should do, we've said, I think we should do, I would rather do lower upper, to be honest.
Yeah.
If we were to do that, how would you want to set up a hip hinge? Because if we were to do lower upper, obviously I would want to do a hip hinge on lower.
Yeah.
But then the carryover fatigue into back, I would just have I would have an upper rotation that's more so push dominant.
Yeah.
With some, probably like some lat work.
Yeah.
And then an upper rotation that's back dominant with some push work, but that upper rotation that's more back dominant wouldn't have the hinge on the lower before.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So I'd probably have two rotations.
Yeah, two rotations. I was thinking that, yeah.
Lower A, which would maybe have a hinge.
Yeah.
Upper A would be push dominant with some lats.
Yeah.
And arms.
Yeah.
Lower B, no hinge.
More quads.
Yeah.
With them pull
and
forward.
Then upper B would be more.
Or if you were to do upper rest, like if let's say you were to do it over a 4-day rotation, you would just have the rest day the following day. So it would be upper lower, and that would be quads and push, and then also quads and back, and then rest lower.
Would you want to do it like that,
rest.
or would you want to just do lower upper rest, lower upper rest, lower upper rest?
Probably the latter. I think that sounds good. Yeah, and it would be quite fun to be like, right, 2 days to trash yourself.
Yeah.
Rest day.
Then you go lower upper rest.
And then does that second session take a bit of a beating? Constantly?
Well, that if we did say that upper, so let's say you did lower upper, that upper that is the back dominant one, that's not after the hip hinge, is then before the hip hinge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've only got a day then.
But I do feel like it doesn't make a massive difference. I was doing back on Fridays and doing the hinge on Saturday, and I haven't really noticed too much. If anything, I actually quite like sometimes having a bit more fatigue because I don't know why I can just lock in a bit more.
You can,
you
can engage a bit
there.
there.
Yeah. Sometimes my back can feel a little bit like hollow, you know, and it's not like overly fatigued.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Finn's questions.
This is from Jason 1, which is
Jason 1, the Canadian dude.
Yeah, who is Josh's training partner. He looks very good, mate. He spoke to me about he's looking to compete.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Actually.
He looks really good. He's got a lot of muscle for a junior. He's very good. So
Matt
what's
Ogus.
the value? Huh?
Mini Matt Ogus.
Mini Matt Ogus. Yeah, he's bigger than Matt Ogus. Matt Ogus won his pro card.
WNBF.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he won a NPC overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week after I think, pretty sure, which is pretty good.
What's the value in spending time at peak bulk versus pulling back immediately and pushing back up and starting a new push-up? Okay, so basically, I think this depends on the individual. Like, so he's basically saying, like, why would you, let's say, pull back every time you feel like, oh, I'm a bit sick of pushing up?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the person. Like, for example, Josh Campbell would never have he'd have a 6-month gaining phase, if that. You know what I mean? He probably wouldn't even have that.
Yeah.
He'd have maybe like 3-4 months. And a lot of people are similar to that, where they just don't agree with, or the body doesn't want them gaining a lot of weight. Like, but ultimately, like, you have to kind of get a little bit uncomfortable to actually be building muscle. I'd be the same. Like, growing up, you'd probably be the same. Like, obviously, you push yourself to do it, but like, it wasn't nice or easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was always naturally just skinny and small. Like, so I wouldn't have ever really gained any muscle if I'd have just been like, oh, I'll just kind of stay comfortable. So obviously for Jason, he's probably thinking, for him, it's like pretty easy. I imagine, based on the physique he's built, like, I imagine he's not really struggling at the weight that he's at.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, for a lot of people to get to your kind of body weight, mate, would probably be like, this is horrendous. like, I feel awful. Like, he's got a decent amount of body fat.
I think it depends on quality of training. That's like the thing you should think of. Like, if you're like, I definitely think there's a benefit to like a marination period where you can just hold and solidify. But I also think at the same time, it's based on how you feel. Like, if you're training really, really well and you can just rinse that, then why wouldn't you? But if you're like, oh, my sleep's awful, my appetite's shit, my digestion's meh, I'm constantly getting ill, I'm constantly getting injured, my body's fatigued, I'm inflamed, all that sort of stuff, then why would you spend time there? Yeah. Like, I don't think that means said, I think you probably just pushed a bit too hard. I think getting to a point where you almost get that, you start to see a few sort of like warning signs come on, but you can just kind of hold and then they eventually drop off and then you can go into a deficit is better. Instead of like thinking like as you said to me, I just get to 300 pounds. I was wrecked at 290.
No point.
I gained 10 pounds, I just have to lose that 10 pounds and go from there.
Obviously I'm only joking.
No, 100%.
But yeah, I think people do stress about having to hit a certain weight or thinking like
I have to spend an X amount of time here.
Yeah, or even thinking like their weight has to constantly go up.
Yeah.
Like, you find a weight that you feel good at and your training's going well. Like,
you stay there.
You stay there for, not forever, obviously, like, but you probably get a good few months out of that. And again, you probably will still see body weight trickle up anyway. But yeah, it would be, where do you feel you're best? Where's your trading at its best? And if you, let's say, after a 3-month gaining phase, you think, oh, I need to diet, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
You've gained too quickly. Like, you've probably just gone off plan constantly. Like, I've heard previous clients who have like got no appetite after 3 months of a gaining phase, and it's like, that's not right. Yeah. Like, you should still have an appetite for probably at least maybe 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, yeah, you probably need a mini cut or an appetite reset, bit of a pullback, go again.
Yeah.
But if you've got no appetite within a few months of a push, you probably just pushed it a bit far.
JP would have lost his appetite within 6 weeks if he was normal appetite-wise.
Yeah, he's got crazy appetite. Yeah, although he did say in one of his check-ins, he was like, I was struggling a little bit to eat because of the weather.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was just the weather's fault.
Yeah. He'd be 300 pounds if he lived in Antarctica.
He would, mate. To be fair, like, he's still in pretty...
He's not bad, yeah. He's got a good amount of muscle.
Yeah, he's got a lot of muscle.
His structure's sound, but like how he holds it and stuff.
How many clients do you both have? What's your favourite part of being a coach? So, like, we answered it earlier.
Yeah, I honestly don't know actually many clients. Like, I honestly would have no idea.
I used to be able to track it a lot better.
Yeah.
But now I'm...
Yeah, because I've got Go Cardless, I've got PayPal guys, I've some guys that pay, like Jacob pays in cash. Like,
I have a check-in sheet.
Yeah.
Or a check-in notes, but I haven't checked it for a while. But like, I know that myself and Noah combined have like over 100 clients or around that within the brand.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Within FK Physiques.
Yeah.
What's our favourite part of being a coach? Remember last time we answered this before, and yours was like making people do stuff in the gym. Like yours was something like
no, but I think that was a real cool thing. Like when I got into coaching, I was like, God, these guys listen to me and they actually like do what I say, like in the gym. Yeah. I think that's quite cool that you can have that influence upon somebody to do a session based off what you think is going to be best for them, which is quite cool. But I think it's the process of like the work you put in and then seeing somebody come along that sort of grind. And like, I also look at it and think like, for example, like Conran was here earlier giving me a massage. I've coached Conran since he was 17. Conran will look back and we'll still be mates when he's older. But let's say when I'm like 45 and he's 40 or whatever, I think he's like 4 or 5 years younger than me. And at that point, I'd like to have said that I've coached him for like multiple, because I already have them for multiple preps, but like all his like bodybuilding career and like youthful years, I was a big part of that, which is pretty cool when you think about it. And like, that's why it's like it's nice when you get somebody who's like with you for the long ride. Like where it's like, again, like Gulliver, coached him since he was like 17. It's like, I've already gone through a prep with him, coached him for 3 years at this point. I love like Zach Harrison's put like 5 years of coaching, and it's like, that's a big part of someone's life, like 5 years of their life. Like imagine you and Shannon have been together, what, for 5, 6 years at this point? 6 years, yeah. Me and Sanar's like 4 years next year, which is mental. So like spending time, not in obviously a relationship, but like in a relationship coaching wise, it's pretty cool when you think about it. And these guys will look back at it and think like in 10 or 20 years and think, oh, that was a wicked time in my life. If they're not working with us, which if you signed up to us, you can never leave. You should know this. Like, once you're in
I think like just, seeing people change for the better. Yeah. And also like just, when like people actually start believing in themselves, like when people that didn't really believe in themselves and they start seeing results and like, oh shit, I actually could do this. So it's like, I could actually be all right at this. And it's like, yeah, of course you fucking could. Like, there's no secret. You just got to put the time and the effort into it. And getting people to actually like realise that and seeing people change positively, as well as like meetup days, show days, like the community. Like I think one big thing like for me, and one thing that a lot of my clients like do say, like whenever we have those meetup days, like they are sick and like people do like they are like fucking hell, that's really cool what you've built, and like I don't see it like that because it's just day to day. You're just working. You know what I mean? Like you're working to try and help everyone, trying to be better, trying to grow as a brand, as a business, trying to help everybody improve. Like, and then you look back and you're fucking hell, like this is pretty cool. Like what we have built. And again, like we've got other stuff in the pipelines, which is like we'll look back in another 5 years and we'll be like, what the fuck? Like 10 years, and we'll hopefully be like, shit, like all the work and the time that we were putting in, it's great, it's paid off, and you know it will be. Obviously, it's always worth it because it's just the day-to-day like enjoyment of it. But
I remember things like we don't even like, for example, Conte. Like I remember seeing like when I went to Body Power, people at Expo like stalls, and I was like, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then when we're there, we're like, all right, great, long day. I've stood up, chatting to people, like let's have a good time. But like it's funny because when you get into the sort of circles that you get into, you realise you're like, oh sick, okay, this is just part of the process. But like, if you were to have seen it 5 years ago, you'd be like, what? That's so cool. Like, but
even
again,
like having a podcast, like for us now, the podcast is so normal, and we just sit and chat, and like the podcast, especially again, if we were to let's say do a live podcast and it was free, and like people could like everybody could come to it, like we'd have loads of people there, which would be really really cool. Like, but again, like if we look back before we ever started the podcast, like you look at other people who have got a podcast and you think it's like this really like big thing,
exclusive club you have to like get an invite to, and you're like, I wonder if anyone's going to watch. And also as well, like I think with like what we do, I can't remember the last time that I had like serious self-doubt in regards to like something that's like, because of what we do, it's just like I'll just keep working. Like I can't remember, like, you know, when we started this podcast, I bet both of us were probably, without realising, and maybe even realised,
a little bit nervous,
hope people watch. You know, where like I can't remember the last time I posted something and thought, I get X amount of likes, or I hope these people watch, or, you know, it's just like, cool, post it, don't think about it. But nowadays, I think it's very common for people just to think about it, and we did, but you get to that confidence level of like, right, this is what you do.
Yeah, you know? you just crack on, like, because you realise that the work pays off.
Exactly.
Like if you think about how many times do you get to a point where it's like, oh, I've got to make another meal, especially like when you're like peak off season, like I'll be like, oh, another meal to get in now. And like, the easiest option is like, I'm not hungry at all. Like, I've got work to do. I could just crack on. But then also I'm like, in the back of my mind, why would I miss a meal? I've not missed a meal for however long. Why would I start now? You know what I mean? Like, that's just gonna. You start missing things in one aspect of your life. It leads to drip feeds into everything else. Even just like social media content. I can't remember the last day that I didn't post at least once or twice. I mean, like, and if we didn't, we'd be like, why didn't I post that day? What happened that day? Why did I, like, you know what I mean? It'd be weird, like. Or
like not posting a story. You know, like, oh, when I hold it out, I forgot to post that on Instagram. But like, no, that's like part of the job.
Yeah, it's like one of the first things I think. Like, I post stories from this time, however many years ago, and like whoever's tagged me in stories and stuff. Harry Crab, bit of a random one, lads. Piss a grape or shit a pineapple? I would definitely rather shit a pineapple. I have some massive shits. I reckon I can get it out.
I don't think grapes are that big though. Like,
you got a massive cock. Yeah, grape would just fit out your urethra. Like, you wouldn't even know it.
Oh, no, I'd feel it, but I think a pineapple's massive. I go grape.
Mate, I guarantee it would be more painful pissing a grape than shitting a pineapple.
I don't know, mate. Do you know who wouldn't mind shitting a grapefruit? You ever watched a girl called
shitting a pineapple?
Shitting a pineapple. No, grapefruit. Clearly the grapefruit video. You know that porn star Adriana Chechnik. Do you know her?
No, mate, I'm not into porn.
The only reason why I saw it on Twitter earlier, and I was like,
when you were watching porn, I thought you were busy.
No, I saw it on X earlier when I was driving to get my haircut, and I was going to say it to Salah, I thought Salah's going to be like, why do you know this girl? Shit, her stuff was like so bad back in the day. It was like you'd get a link sent by like one of your mates, and I'd be like, what's this? And it was like, oh, we're talking some serious shit. Like, this podcast get really weird. I could show Finn some stuff. It is crazy. Like, she could do like 3 pineapples, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Oh, it was a joke. Yeah, crazy.
Crazy. 3 pineapples.
Most shameful wank I've ever had. It's so bad. There'll be some people who go, yeah, I know her.
Oh, yeah.
What a girl. Legend. Legend.
No, I would say the pineapple.
I'd go grape.
Honestly, I think that would be horrendous.
Team grape or team pineapple?
Fucking hell. Right, we'll do a couple more because it is getting late.
Yeah.
Do you find that too many in this industry try too hard to act troubled and disturbed?
Like us at the start.
Like us at the start, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
no, to be fair, like disclaimer, like the reason that we probably had that chat earlier on is because we never talk about things like so we've never had that kind of chat in the whole time we've known each other. Like we actually haven't. Yeah. So like the podcast is actually quite nice for us to actually just have a chat. Yeah. So like it's quite cool because the camera's on and people get to see an actual insight into our lives and our thought processes. Yeah. And it's not all just like no, but it's also not all like sunshine and rainbows and everything's amazing. Like that's not life.
Social media.
But I think people think that. Yeah, like if you were to scroll through our stories, everything looks amazing. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they've got a new client. Oh, their client's doing great. Their client's X amount of weeks out. Oh, they've trained at this amazing gym. Like it obviously looks great. And don't get me wrong, like I love my life, and I love so many things about it. But there's also shit. Yeah. Whether it be family or whatever, like I've been through shit with my family pretty recently. Like it's shit. Like there's shit that goes on, but that's life. Everybody has to deal with that.
That's life.
It is. Just end it there. No, but it's true. Like so, I wouldn't ever want someone on social media to feel like they can't say how they feel. But then there's also a level to it. So like we've done this because we have quite a good community on the podcast.
And also we speak to the people like as we said how we chat. Like we've gone to shows where someone will be like, "You right, mate?" And they'll be like, "Nah, bro." Yeah. And it's like there's a time and a place. Like I feel like there's certain people. I spoke to Josh Croggan yesterday, and I'm not joking. I finished my session and we spoke for 45 minutes. And I was like, it's a shame. Like me, you, and Finn get on really well. And if we were to like, even if we weren't to live together, like near each other, we should do stuff together. Because I was like, out of everyone in the fitness industry, it's probably like
and Jack.
Yeah, Jack, get on really well, really well. And like, it's a shame because I said to Josh, I was like, I actually class you more than just like an acquaintance or someone who's social media. I class you as a friend, but I don't think of you as a friend because we don't spend any time. And it's a shame, but like at the same time, I would chat to Josh. I spoke to Josh about a work phone. He's got a work phone. Sorry, Josh. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. He said he don't want to say anything to anything, but he won't mind. You did sleep into the video, you don't care. But he said he's about getting a work phone, and I was like, I've got my old phone, I'm going to do that. You know, and it comes to like a phone that I video and put my stuff on, I don't have to, like, I can just switch off for an hour or two when I'm training. That's my time. And I was chatting to him about that, and I wouldn't have had that conversation to really anybody. Maybe you, and you, we're training them with, well, it's not, I'm not going to be going to you and going, hey mate, I need to talk to you when I'm training. Or likewise with Sanaya, like she's busy enough. Like, so it's like, there's certain people that I will talk to, likewise you will, but I think nowadays it is very easy to be like, everything on social media. And like, I also think as well, like, you should be trying to be positive when it comes to your projection if you're a coach or if you're in the fitness industry, because why are you doing it? Like, if I was feeling shit, I wouldn't be thinking, you know how like some influencer injured himself and he was like in the gym like, oh, I've just injured myself.
Brandon Hart.
Yes.
Hard Body. Yeah. What's his actual name? Hard Body.
Hard Cup?
No, is his surname Hard Body?
Harding.
Yeah.
He was like, he did his pec or shoulder or rear delt or whatever. And I saw it shared on like buys and tries and he's like, oh, I'm in the gym, oh, just pose. And it's like, if I've injured myself, again, nothing against Brandon, just for me and you personally, I'm not thinking, let me get on social media and just project it because I might get loads of DMs. Yes, it's good for engagement. Yes, it's shit. And I'm sorry, Brandon, I hope it's actually all right. But at the same time, I don't think that's the sort of content I feel like you should always be putting out. You're binging and you're in your car crying, going, fuck, you know.
It does get good engagement.
It's good for engagement. Yeah. And people might view it and go, he's being so transparent,
so real,
He's so real, but I don't think that's real.
I don't, I think
it's not real, no. The car crying situation's fucking dreadful.
Yeah, it's over the top.
That's so bad, yeah.
Yeah, there's like, this is real. You know what I mean? Like, I love reals.
This is not real.
This is real. Long reel.
Yeah, long reel.
But no, like this is, again, I wouldn't go on my story and talk about what we spoke about earlier. No. You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, that's me like actually going and, right, I'm going to talk about a talk that I had with Shannon about not maybe spending that much time with her. You know, like, oh, and then hopefully people will message me about it. And then I'm going to spend even less time with her because I'll be on my phone. Like, no, like, but if a question comes up on the podcast and we end up going down a bit of a rabbit hole, like, it's people that watch the podcast, especially who watch it to this point, probably quite like the podcast, maybe vibe with us, maybe are one of our clients, or you know, just know us. Like, I wouldn't put maybe an Instagram post on of me like crying or being sad because of whatever's happened in life. You know, so I do agree. I think people do want clout and do want attention. Ultimately, again, we could clip this up and have little points of it going. I've had shit go on with this, and it's like, why? Again, people just do it for attention. Like, but at the end of the day, like, I would rather try and be positive. And the thing is as well, I always say to my clients, like, you've got to be positive. You've got to look at the positives. You've got to look at what you can do, not what you can't do. You've got to look at like the sort of, you've got to try and be as optimistic and have sort of, you know, glass half full. Like, that's how you have to think in life. Otherwise, you're constantly going to be thinking about all the negative things going on. Like, it's like when people watch the news.
Yeah.
Like,
I find it crazy.
Honestly, why are you watching the news? Like, it's just shit. It's literally just telling you like awful things that are happening. Like, a family got murdered, a kid got abducted and whatever. Like, abducted, yeah. Got objectified. Why are you?
That'd be worse than the other one.
Why are you nowadays? Like? I can't believe my kid got. My kid's not an object.
Yeah.
Why are you watching that? Like, obviously, yeah, you want to keep up with like what's going on in the world. I get that, but when all that's going on in the world, a lot of time is just a lot of negativity and shit. Like, if the first thing you do in the morning is check the news.
So, news right now, top stories. Ukraine troops now in full control of Russian town. 5 charged in connection with death of friends. What to know about Mpox after WHO declared it a global health emergency. So,
the first 3 are all bad things.
My mum, luckily she's okay, but our mums look at that and go, oh my God, there's a new coronavirus, if they're not actually in the loop with, I don't know, what they say, modern sort of practice and how things are. Oh my God, people have died. And it's just negativity consistently. And that's literally just on the news thing on your phone. So you've got it on your phone. And news actually pops up notifications without even me asking. I don't want to see it. And it comes up with like X amount dead. And
I've had conversations with Shannon before where like, we'll be going to bed and she'll go, oh, did you hear about that woman that got murdered? It's on the news, and I'm like,
they found Jay Slater's body, and you're like, I don't care about Jay Slater. I'm sorry.
I am sorry, but like,
I hope he's good, or I hope he's
quite ignorant. But I would rather be a little bit ignorant to it because it's not going to positively affect my life. You know what I mean? Like,
and also, I wouldn't follow the people like again on social media that are just projecting negativity because I don't want to see that shit. I don't care. I say I don't care. I do care because I hope you're good. I just don't want to. I don't choose to invest in your negativity. You do your stuff, bro. I'll do my stuff. That's how I view it.
I think in terms of like, you want like you say, nobody wants anybody to not be doing well or be struggling mentally. Obviously, nobody wants that or wishes that.
Some probably people.
Yeah, fair enough. But like, we would never want that for anyone. Like, you want everyone to be feeling good and doing well, of course. But like you say, like, I also don't really agree with constantly projecting it out on social media.
Yeah.
I don't think that benefits you, to be honest. So yeah, that was a bit of a long-winded one. Last one.
Are there any other good ones?
There's a few good ones, yeah, but like we can cover them next time because we've got quite a few, and I'm dying for a wee, and I need to have my last meal. Let's do this one, and then I know the rest. Thoughts on the increasing popularity of high frequency. So, obviously, a lot of people now. We again said that we want to look at doing it, and to be fair, like
we say we're doing it. It's not going to make a massive difference to what we're doing. We're doing everything twice a week. I think the most important thing is your weekly workload. It's the quality in your sessions and how much quality and how much effort you can put across. Your actual frequency, I think, on smaller body parts makes a bit more sense. On bigger body parts, probably makes a little bit less sense. I think there's going to be benefit because you get greater quality. If you can keep the quality high, you can keep the quality high over a week and you do things more often. I don't really ever view a training split as magic. I just think it's a case of putting you in the best position where you can train really, really, really hard and you can recover well. And if you're doing high frequency, that usually, let's say, result in an upper lower or something like that. But I wouldn't be like saying, oh yeah, well, the higher frequency split, go and do push-pull legs twice. Push-pull legs, because the second rotation is going to be poor. And I think nowadays, again, like when in most situations in life, more equates to more. More work equates to probably more money. More time spent equates to probably more you get out of it. Physique development, if that was the case, we'd be in the gym, we'd be doing Rich Piana's 8-hour arm workout for every single body part. We would literally be doing 8-hour chest workout, all that sort of stuff. Volume has a limiting sort of like return benefit from a certain point, and that's completely individual. And that's why it's like, I don't really care about what your volume is. I find questions generally ask, what volume, what's too much volume?
Yeah, we always say, don't we?
Do the most you can do, and if you like doing a high frequency on smaller body parts that could, like, let's go through the muscle groups. Calves, you could probably do 3 to 4 times a week, maybe more, maybe 5 times a week. Forearms, you could probably do every day, I'd say. Like,
but then it's about how much time do you actually have.
That's what I mean.
You can argue that.
Well, look at Mike Israel. Did you watch the video that he did in his prep? He was training 8 times a week, So 8 sessions a week, and he was doing 5 days. Yeah, 5 day per week training. And it was a case where he did 2 a days, so 5, it would be 2, 3, maybe, I don't know how it was 8 sessions, maybe 9 sessions, I'm not sure. But either way, it was a case where he was doing like 2 a days.
Twice and 2 days once.
Yeah, that's spot on. So that's almost what he was doing for his training split. And he was like breaking up his session from, I can't remember the entirety, so I do apologise, I might butcher this. But it was like chest, triceps, and then in the evening it was like biceps and rear delts, or like, it was like biceps and calves, and his and the thing is, it wasn't even AM and PM, it was like 2 PM and 7 PM.
Yeah.
And I think like
PM
that,
PM.
like, yeah, PM and PM, that's stupid. Like that's, in my opinion, like that's what I'm battered still, and I think the quality of session is just going to have a knock-on effect. But if you want to do that, like let's say if we were in uni and we had 3 lessons. Okay, cool.
You carry on. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to go for a wee. You carry on. If we were in uni.
Yeah, if we're in uni and let's say we had 3 hour lectures, let's say a week, so we literally had 3 hours of work, which to be fair, most uni courses in the UK, like, wouldn't surprise me. I remember my first year was like a genuine piss take. I was in for like no time at all. So it was a case where I had plenty of time to train. I used to literally non-intentionally miss my last lecture on Monday because me and Finn would go and do the matrix hack squat and pure. Like I had like a 4-hour break and we would ruin ourselves, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to that, fuck that. So out of my limited time, I wouldn't go to that, so I'm sorry. Loughborough. Yeah, please. I actually left after year 1. But anyway, when I had that much time, could I have trained twice a day? Yeah, there were actually times where I remember doing like almost twice a day, so I'd go into arms, or like I'd play football on a Sunday 5-a-side, and then I'd just go into arms and abs afterwards. And I think to a certain point, it's definitely a benefit, but it also, again, gets to a point where is that quality going to be that high? So instead of thinking about training splits, instead of thinking about frequency, I would start off and do upper lower, or like a push-pull legs with an upper lower session. So get everything done twice a week. Have that as a minimum. Everything gets done twice a week. You then, Finn, you all good?
Hi mate, yeah, I've just finished.
Just finished, William?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all good now, guys. So my bladder's been emptied.
I was saying do everything twice a week, and then you can scale up if needed. But for most people, 99% of people, 2 times per week frequency is absolutely sound. Have your volume at somewhat of a baseline that you can train well, progress well, and you recover well. And then if you need to, slowly scale up volume in line with maybe food going up, body weight going up. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, right, cool, I'm pretty fucking jacked. And if I'm not, I should add a bit more volume if I need to. Or if you're not recovering and you're progressing in the gym when it comes to strength, you pull volume down and you go from there. And you should mix and match based off how you feel. I did 1 set of a Smith press on Friday last week because my chest was pretty cooked. I was like, I've done 1 set, I don't need to do a second set. I have programmed 2 sets. Sometimes I might feel really good and I might do a few extra sets of flies, might do some partials, I might not. It really depends on the phase and where you're at. So high frequency training, can there be benefit? Yes. I don't think I'm ever going to be in a position where I want to be going in, especially at my strength. But for most people, I don't think it's going to sound that fun to be like, right bro, AM session 1, or let's do calves 5 times a week, you know?
Yeah. I think it ultimately comes down to adherence and enjoyment. Like, if you're somebody who, let's say, wants to be in the gym twice a day, 6 days a week, and you can adhere to that, cool. I would ultimately just say, like, train each body part as soon as it's recovered again. Like, if you can do that, like, I think some people who literally do that, they'll not have a plan. Like, they don't have a specific program. They just go in and do what doesn't feel sore. And that's a really good idea a lot of the time. Like, if we were to, like, for now, like, if I was to think, right, based on how I'm feeling now, if I wake up tomorrow, my legs are a bit sore because I trained legs yesterday. Right, so how's my chest and my back feeling? How my delts sound? Right, I can do a body. Well, it is upper body tomorrow. And then Saturday, my legs are probably recovered. They usually are. Friday night, I always think, like, fucking hell, my legs. I wake up on Saturday, I'm usually like, oh, they're all right. Like, I can train them today. I also think
at this point, I don't think it'd be a bad idea for us to be like, because we never do, because we're just set into our routine of being like, you know what, legs would be good, but I think we'll be better off tomorrow. And like, rarely ever does that happen, but a lot of the times, I think we'd probably be better off if we were to go, you know what, maybe, because there are some sessions where it comes back around and I'm like, I'm cooked, but I'm just like, it's push anyway, I'll get away with it.
That's what I think. I think upper lower or lower upper rest repeat works well, because if you get round, so if we did lower upper rest, lower upper rest, lower upper rest, and we get round to that low and we go, my legs definitely not recovering. Cool, just take another rest day.
Yeah, do 2 rest days and
then you're like, yeah, cool, and then we go again and we might get another 4 rotations out of it, then take 2 rest days. Like, only thing is that does interfere with then your lifestyle maybe social events.
Yeah.
For example, we have Thursdays and Sundays as like busier work days because we're not training. So yeah, like show days. Oh, it's Sunday, I'm supposed to be on legs. Okay, we're gonna have to move it. Like, if you can get your head around that, then obviously you can do that. But yeah, I think yes, high frequency training is being popularised mainly because of JP posting about it more.
Yeah.
But I also think it's always been a thing. Obviously, like Marcus Rutel posts about it, a lot of people post about it. Like, there's a lot of good research on it, and it does make sense. But like, to keep it very, very simple, train each body part ideally as soon as it's recovered, which is usually probably going to be within 2 days or 3 sleeps later.
3 sleeps sounds such like a JP.
That's what you got to say.
Yeah, 3 sleeps.
I slept 8 hours, then I woke up for an hour, then I slept again for 8 hours.
Another sleep.
That's 2 sleeps.
Oh,